You can stay at the coolest, most expensive hotels around the world for free. Yes, for free, and I'm gonna teach you how to do it right now in this video. Hey guys, I'm Kelsey J. I am a full-time photographer, model, content creator, influencer, if you will, and welcome to my YouTube channel again. Today, we are going to be talking about how to collaborate with hotels and Airbnbs. I'm actually at a beautiful cabin that I'm working with here near Mount Baker Wilderness up in Washington this summer. So you've probably been scrolling through social media before and you've seen influencers staying at the coolest hotels and properties around the world. And a lot of people think that they just have a lot of money and they're spending money to stay there. But no, most of the time, influencers are staying at these properties for free. And if you are a photographer and content creator, no matter how many followers you're at right now, you can do it too. I've been working with privately owned cabins like this one, as well as large luxury hotel chains for over 5 years now, and I've been doing this around the world. So I feel like I'm pretty much an expert at this point on how you collaborate with hotels, how do you stay at cool places like this for free or for trade for photography and social media content. So today we're gonna go over all of it, all the details, how to find places to reach out to, what to say to them, how to book your first collab like this, and then how to finish the job once you're here. That's everything we are going to go over today. Let's get into it. Tips for finding the best properties to work with. So I'm gonna be honest with you, it is a really oversaturated industry at this point. A lot of influencers have figured out how to do this, and there are more and more influencers in the game with the rise of TikTok and Reels. But that's okay, that doesn't mean it's impossible. You can still do this too. You honestly just need to find the right properties to reach out to, and you need to reach out to a lot of them in the hopes that just one or two are gonna wanna work with you. So I usually look for Airbnbs and hotels that have a strong Instagram account and a strong presence on there. It usually means that they probably have worked with influencers before, or they care about their social media presence and they have someone active that's checking the account. And when they have an active Instagram account, that means they have a customer service person that's always going through and answering their DMs. So my first step in reaching out to these properties isn't actually to email them or go a different route. I just message them on Instagram. I will say places that have a smaller following and that haven't worked with as many influencers before are probably more likely to say yes to you. There are some very Instagram famous locations that you see that are so popular now and they're completely booked out because influencers already did their job and they're already too popular, or maybe they get tons of influencer requests, or maybe they've worked with, accounts with millions of followers. So those ones might be a bit out of reach. I will say it doesn't hurt to send them a message, you never know, but I will say you'll have more luck with the mid-range ones that understand working with content creators but haven't worked with huge people and have some availability on their calendar. So that's another thing. Before you reach out, make sure they have availability in the time frame that you want to go. Otherwise, you're really just wasting your time and their time if they're already booked out. Another tip is if you want to stay somewhere really cool that is usually really booked up, most popular hotels and cabins are more likely to work with you during their off season. If it is the middle of their peak tourist season, they're probably going to want to keep their property and rooms open for paid customers because they have that high of demand. If it's their off season and they have more availability and they're probably not going to book it up with paid customers, they're much more likely to work with you. So if you're having a tough time at a peak time to go to some place, you might want to try their off season, especially in winter for a lot of places. Unless it's a ski town, winter is usually a good time to start working on your collaborations. Also, if I'm ever scrolling through Instagram and I see another influencer, one of my peers, work with a hotel, I actually save those in a folder on my Instagram account because then I know those hotels actually work with people like me, and I will save them. And then if I ever want to go visit that location and work with a hotel there, I will reach out to them at that date. But then I save them so I make sure that I can find them in the future. So you got your list of properties you want to reach out to for the destination you are going to, or even locally wherever you're at. What do you say to them and how do you reach out to them? My number one tip is to simply message them on Instagram via their Instagram account. They usually have a community manager that is monitoring their messages for customers that are asking questions or wanting to book. So they usually get back to you right away. As long as they have an active Instagram account, I usually get a response within 1 to 2 days, which is awesome. And I actually find it to be a higher response rate than just emailing their info inbox, their general inbox for the hotel. Instagram's usually a much more direct route to getting a response. And it's usually a social media person that might already be the one that works with influencers. So you're already having more of a direct contact for what you are asking about. However, biggest watch out, biggest call out, do not do this. If you want to work with a cabin or a privately owned property that you're seeing on Airbnb, you need to find their Instagram or their website with an email contact to reach out to them. Do not message them through Airbnb. That actually goes against Airbnb's user policy, and I have had friends message directly to Airbnb owners on their platform asking to collaborate, and Airbnb has shut down their accounts entirely, and it's really tough to get back on Airbnb once your account gets shut down. It's really a pain, especially if you had a bunch of good reviews on there. So never message on Airbnb on the platform. You need to find a different way to message and contact those owners. So you're sliding through the DMs with these hotels, these cabins. What exactly do you say? I just worked with a beautiful luxury hotel in Telluride on my recent Colorado trip. I was the one to reach out to them and to see if they wanted to collaborate. So what I did is I found the top 5 luxury hotels in Telluride that I thought would be fun to work with, and then I sent them a message just like this one. It's really important to personalize it at least a little bit, at least put the name of the hotel in. Do not copy and paste your messages. It's really obvious if you're sending out generic spam to a bunch of hotels, so try to make it as specific as you can if possible. Then just keep it very short and sweet, keep it to just a couple sentences, and then you need a call to action at the end as to what they can help you with and what they can do for you. In this message, I compliment the hotel and how beautiful it is. I say exactly when we're trying to stay with them. I ask if they're interested in collaborating, and then I ask directly for the proper email contact for influencer marketing. That way you don't get stuck in email inboxes with general people that the front desk is getting. You're getting directly to the source of the person you need to talk to. And you'll see Mountain Lodge Telluride, they responded right away. It was actually their social media manager. I got her email so that I could continue the conversation with her in more detail. And eventually too, a lot of times once you've started doing collaborations like this, owners will now reach out to me directly. The owner of this cabin I'm staying at right now had heard about work I had done for another local cabin. A lot of the local cabin owners know each other, especially in the PNW in these specific areas. And she reached out to me to ask me to come and collaborate and do work for her. So these collaborations can go both ways, but to start out, you're gonna reach out via DM, like so, then you're gonna get your email contact, the right one, not a general email inbox, and then you have to reach out via email. And now, I know you're thinking, Kelsey, what do I say via email? This is what I followed up with Mountain Lodge Telluride once I got the proper email contact. So, you'll see. Subject line, super specific. They already know why I'm reaching out and what I'm asking about. They already know the dates I would like to come stay, and they already see that there's a huge online audience. I combine my Instagram and my TikTok following to make it sound larger. Well, I mean, it is larger. And I also included my influencer friend who is doing the collaboration with me. I add her following on both those platforms to mine, so we're making a bigger number than if you just said just one person's Instagram following. That's your subject line. I keep the email very, very short and simple. You want to have as small an amount of sentences as possible with getting as much information as you can to them as clearly as possible. So I say reaching out to continue our Instagram message conversations. They're aware that I've already spoken to them and they'll kind of remember me. They've probably already stalked my Instagram account and know who I am. I say that we're going to be visiting and I'm giving them the dates again so they know when I'd like to collaborate. I wanted to see if you're interested in partnering. Usually say something nice about the property or the angle in which I want to promote it as. Telluride's normally a ski town and is more popular in winter. I was trying to promote it as a summer destination too, because I thought that might be a different angle than most people approach them with. I'm seeing what we're able to offer: photography, videography, social media marketing, all that fun stuff. Then I give them all of our social media channels so they can go stalk them. I personally don't attach a media kit. I think it's a bit overkill and a lot of people don't look at them. You could attach a media kit though if you want, but I normally just put social media links because I think that that's what they're most interested in seeing. And then I just say, let me know if you're interested in discussing further. I keep it short and sweet, and then they usually get back to me. Sometimes they say no, sometimes they say not right now, they're too booked up right now, or they're currently don't need any content, but sometimes they say yes. And Mountain Lodge Telluride did say yes, but they asked me for more information so that they could consider it further. So when they got back to me, they asked for me to propose what deliverables we can offer them, as well as what we're asking for from them. So I got a little more specific. I asked to stay for 3 nights. I believe we asked for a complimentary meal as well, or they ended up offering it, which is so nice. These places usually have really nice restaurants, so it's a treat. And then here are the proposed deliverables I ended up offering them. Since we had 2 of us and it was a longer stay and a more expensive stay, I offered 1 reel on my account. My friend Liana, Seeking the Now, she did a reel as well. Then we offered a bundle of images for their use. We did a bunch of Instagram stories, and I believe we both linked to their website in case people were interested in booking. We always tag their Instagram account to drive traffic there. And then the photos and video clips we give them, they have the rights to use them organically online on their social media to post as well if they need content to post on their channels. Also, if you do have another platform that you are interested in including, for example, Liana has a travel blog. She's already going to be writing a travel blog about Telluride, so it made sense for her to include the hotel in that blog. So we also threw that in as well as an added bonus for them to work with us. And personally, because I have a pretty big following, I try to keep deliverables pretty small. I do high quality work, but I don't want to overdo myself because I'm not getting paid here. It's just a collaboration. So I'm trying to do enough work that is of value to them, but isn't too much to put on my plate. So for a cabin like this one, I'm offering them 1 reel on my account, 3 to 5 Instagram stories, including a hyperlink to their website and tagging their Instagram account, and 5 to 10 images for their use organically. And I say that because I don't allow clients to use my photos for paid advertising unless they pay a licensing fee. So I make that differentiation clear in my email with those proposed deliverables that they will get organic digital usage on my photos, or at least specifically for social media. Another tactic you can do in reaching out is link to your past work for other properties and hotels. If you don't have that yet, that's totally okay. Hopefully they'll want to work with you anyways. Or if you happen to go to an Airbnb or hotel just on a trip that you're paying for, you can even take photos like you're working for them, even if you're not, to build a photo portfolio of that kind of work to share with clients. Even if you didn't get hired to do it, you can still shoot it and you can still use it for your portfolio to show examples of your work. So pro tip there. But personally, since I do have a lot of work with other properties, I will link examples to my work with them. I usually try to link the properties that are most well known or the highest end. Like I link my Four Seasons work a lot, and I link my social media posts that are not only really high quality imagery or video work, but also that did really well and got really good engagement, because I'm trying to sell them that my work is going to be worth their time to do a trade. So you got the gig, you get to stay at a hotel or cabin. I just want to go over a couple tips for being a good partner to the brand and how to finish and complete the job and have fun in the process too, of course. So when you're working with a hotel, it is really important to have good communication with them. I love to tell my contact at a property when I checked in how great of a time I'm having, how beautiful the property is, that I'm already getting great content for them. I'll ask them any questions. I make sure I keep a really good rapport so they know I'm there, I'm excited to be there, and that I'm getting the work done. Also, when you're at a property, especially a nice hotel, since you are technically working for them, it's really important to stay professional, be really nice to the staff, be really happy, make sure to not, get a little sloppy. We all do sometimes, but you want to keep that to the side. Also at cabin stays, they usually have a limit to how many cars you can park here or how many people can stay. So if you are collaborating with a cabin, do not throw a massive party. It's going to get you blacklisted in this industry. You don't want that. Always respect the rules. Always make sure that you don't have too many people here. Definitely, if they have quiet hours, respect those, because you really want these cabin owners and the hotel properties to want to ask you back or recommend you to other properties. And when I work with a property, it's really easy to have a really big schedule of other things you want to do while you're staying there, but I do think it's important to not stress yourself out and make sure you get good content for them. I block off usually about a few hours in a day, maybe in the middle of the day, but ideally with a golden hour as well, to make sure that I have that time set aside just to create content for them and not be all over the place and then having to do it last minute at checkout it's stressful, it doesn't work out very well. Just make sure you set aside proper time to create the content for the property. So you go, you make the content, it's great. In terms of when I go live and deliver the content, I try to go live with my Instagram stories 1 to 3 days after checkout. I let properties know that I don't post stories while I'm there for safety purposes. I don't post my Instagram stories in real time because I don't want someone online to see them and then try to go find me there. That would be kind of weird. So I tell them I will delay my stories, but they will go up pretty quickly. So I try to get those out as soon as possible once I leave the property. Then with edited photos, I try to get those to them within 2 weeks of the stay. I think a 2-week deadline gives you plenty of time to edit and deliver to them in a timely manner. And then for posts, I try to get that up within 2 weeks as well. And then afterwards, once everything goes live, it's also really nice if you go ahead and screenshot your post analytics and email it to them so that they can track how good your campaign did. So that's pretty much the whole deal. It's really not that complicated. There are no special secrets or secret sauce to make this happen. Just reach out to these places, do good work, be easy to work with, deliver it on time, and you'll get to keep staying in awesome places literally around the world. It is such a cool way to travel. It's amazing. And just so you get an idea of the kind of work I shoot for these places, here is a bit of the photos that I shot for this cabin at Mount Baker and Mountain Lodge in Telluride, Colorado. But if you have any questions about collaborating with hotels, feel free to drop them in the comments below and I am more than happy to answer for you. I hope you got a lot of value from this video and you learned something from it. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. It really means the world to me as I am starting to build out this YouTube with a lot of fun info like this, a lot of fun facts, a lot of nuggets of info. Thank you so much for watching and I will catch you next time.